Give me a second. I am live. Okay, I'm on four different platforms. I'm on YouTube. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on my Facebook business page, and I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Clubhouse at the same time. So I figured that's a great way to get exposure and get people to know what I'm doing with these newly licensed now what classes. So, Randy, thank you so much for coming in. Are you newly licensed or you've been licensed for a while? It's the little button down at the bottom to the right.
Yeah, got it.
There you go. We've all been new. We've all been new, and what I advise you to do with being new is go to the new agent or to go to the new to Clubhouse classes because it'll teach you
Oh,
so much.
hey Sam. I'm not a real estate agent.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, what I specialize in is I'm a real estate marketing specialist. So what I do is I film videos, pictures. I basically am a content provider for real estate agents who either want to, up their game in their marketing, or actually provide a show where they can grow their audience and grow their, influence within their either local area or within the area of real estate. And I work both with commercial and residential real estate agents from, you name it, South Carolina, Georgia, down to Florida.
That is awesome. How am I doing? Being all these platforms in one shot. What do you think?
It's actually pretty impressive. You know, it's crazy to be on one platform as it is, but to have 5 different ones going all at once, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I love StreamYard. StreamYard is my friend. It's amazing. It's a great tool. That way, like Gary Vee talks about, always having your content everywhere and always being able to take your content and create different things with it. Like I can make an NFT of all this stuff um, and sell it. So that's kind of a cool thing to think about. I'm learning about NFTs as well, so I am very open to learning. And thank you so much, Randy. Robert underneath you is also an incredible person, not only in the community, he gives back. Um, is a hero of mine, and he's a great speaker, and he teaches agents how to public speak and how to be their best when it comes to business. So, Randy, Robert, Randy, you guys should talk offline, and I'm going to have Robert introduce himself, and then I'm going to have Randy introduce himself.
Hey everybody, hey Sam, Rob Caro. I'm in Daytona Beach, Florida. If you can tell, I'm in the car right now, so I'll be kind of in and out. Professional speaker, sales trainer, been in the business for a good little while, a little over 6,000 hours of paid public speaking worldwide. And basically, I'm teaching people how to feel, sound, and look their absolute best on and off the stage, or in the living room. And Clubhouse is the #1 stage in the world right now. And if you have a product, a service, an idea that you've monetized, Clubhouse is the place to be. So most of the work I'm doing right now is with people on Clubhouse. So it's good to be here. I'm going to be driving around, but I'll be listening, and I'll drop in where I can. Thanks, Sam.
Absolutely, absolutely. Randy, I'm gonna introduce myself. It's called Resetting the Room. My name is Sam Silver. I'm with EXP Realty, one of the fastest growing companies in the nation. This isn't a broker specific room. I just tell where I am and what I'm doing. When it comes to that, I give back to heroes in the community: your police, fire, nurses, teachers, nonprofits, government agencies. 20% of my gross comes back to them when I use my services to buy or sell. And I'm passionate and purposeful every day to give back to heroes in my community. One of the reasons is my twins. My twin daughters, who are now 16 years old, were 211 and 215, and they fit in one of my. I mean, they were rag dolls. If I could hold them when they were born, um, they were rag dolls. And unfortunately, I could not hold them in my hand when they were born. I was unable to because they were in incubators. And the incredible medical staff and the incredible first responders that saved my babies when they were just born really give me a passion and purpose every day to wake up and to give back to other realtors, to give back to the community, to give back to teachers, to give back to all those incredible people that started from an almost tragic event, um, my babies, when they were born. Um, and they I go back to it. I can hear the beeping, and I can hear the all the things from the NICU hospital. But that makes me passionate and purposeful of giving back and loving on the people that I work with. And that's what I'm trying to get in these rooms. I'm trying to get people to understand that it's not just business, and it doesn't matter what kind of business you have. It's not just business. It's people. This app is all about people. And as long as you could keep that right there in your mind, in your mindset, then you will be okay in business. And like Randy said, he's not in a real estate business except he helps people. So today I wanted to talk about I am statements. And I did probably about 15, 16 I am statements. And I just want to start this room with I am a deal maker. I am successful. I am a branding genius. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. I am always getting the commission that I deserve. I am always getting educated. I am always receiving and giving. I am unbelievable. I am a success. I am attracting successful agents. I attract successful agents every day. I am making $20,000 a month passive income. I am always getting big deals. I am committed to getting retired. I am 10xing my business. I am giving over $50,000 back to my heroes. I am always adding value to others. I am 10xing my revenue share. I am the number one real estate company in the world. I am paying off all of my investment properties. And I have more on the other page. But what I really want to hear, I want to hear what your I am statements. If you sat down and did a page of I ams, I'm going to start with Natalie. Natalie, what are your I am statements? Because it really is important to put I ams down on paper. Okay, maybe Natalie's in a bad area. Randy, what are your I am statements?
Hey everybody, I'm kind of new to this app, so forgive me if
Welcome,
I'm.
welcome, welcome. You're
Thank
welcome.
you. I guess I would say I am a team member, um, and what I mean by that is, I don't just see my clients as a source of money. I invest myself into whatever they're doing to help them grow their company, because their success means my success. I'm also a father. I'm a husband. I'm a believer. Um, I am successful. I am. I mean, I could go on and on, but I think my top ones would be that I'm a believer, and I am not a quitter. So I'm a succeeder, I guess. And after doing a series of personality tests, one of my biggest traits, I think, is strategy. It's one of my top characteristics about myself. So I never look at the cup, half empty. I always look at how much more can I shove in there. So I guess is that kind of what we're asking for there, Sam?
Uh, Absolutely, absolutely. Sorry, it took me a second to get back to my screen. Absolutely, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at I am statements. You are a believer. You are a team member. You are a father. You are successful. You are succeeding. Not allowing failure means, well, actually, you could say that. I am not allowing failure. I am successful. I am succeeding. I am number one in my company. I am number one in my community. You can use those things, and it's not ego driven. What it is you're speaking out into the world. You're asking. God does not understand what time is, and the law of attraction doesn't understand what time is. It's us that puts limits on us with time. We think that time is limited, but time, if we want something now, we go get it now. Time is in our head. Time is in our head. So if we think, say, I'm going to put this down while I'm talking to you. I am a millionaire. I am a millionaire. Now that's in my head. My brain does not know the difference between thinking and actually doing. My brain my subconscious understands if I keep saying I am a millionaire, I am a millionaire, I am a millionaire, and I start doing the things to get to that point where I am a millionaire, my brain will help me get there. So our job is not to figure how. Our job is to speak it into existence. And you can tell by my voice, I'm excited about this. I'm excited about these rooms. I'm pumped about what kind of lives we could change. I'm pumped about what kind of difference we can make in our communities, because there's so much negativity out there. There's so much naysayers. There's so many people that tell you can't do things. We hear the word no so many times in our life that when we become adults, we start believing it. And we don't need to believe it. We need to say, I am these things. I am whatever that I am that you need to hear. Write it down on a piece of paper. Make sure you write it down. Don't type it out. Write it down on a piece of paper. Put it on your mirror. If you need to see it every day. Put it on a mirror, or put it in a book that you open every day. Writing notes down, or journaling, or whatever you do that helps you to hit your successes. Do those things. And be that I am. I am is so powerful, and a lot of people don't understand that just by changing the way you speak, you can achieve anything you want to achieve. Just the way you speak. Just the way you carry yourself. Just the way you love on other people. Just the way you pour into other people's lives and helping them become successful and helping them change that mental ability and the mental health in this world. If we just focused on the positives and we told that person on the street how to I am them into successes. How do we change our communities? We change their mental health. And I think today, I saw something today was like Mental Health Awareness Day or something like that. But it pumped me. It made me motivated. It made me focused. Hold on a second. My wife's calling me. I'll call her in a second. It made me focused on opening this room and really having a focus on what were we going to talk about today? Because sometimes I'll open the rooms and it's like, okay, what am I going to talk about? Let's talk about I ams. Let's talk about the beginning of success. Let's talk about how do we motivate other people. If you have a team, how do you motivate your team? You sit down with them, you find out who they are, and more importantly, where they want to go. And focus them on the I am statements. And really love on them with their I am statements. And if they say something in negative words, help them to adjust those words, correct them lovingly. And one of my friends always says, I have to cut you before I can heal you. But that's what you have to do sometimes with people when they're in a really bad world or really bad situation. You have to cut them before you can heal them. Because our bodies naturally will heal itself from injuries, from damage. So, I am. I am. Natalie, are you back?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I was driving. Hit a bad spot.
Natalie, what are your I am statements?
Uh, the list can go on forever, but I'll go ahead and start with these. So, I am grateful. I am an amazing mom. I am patient. I am adored by my husband. I am closing 40 deals a year. I am a great negotiator. I am passionate about helping my clients. I am an overachiever. I am organized. I am in the present. I am a go-to agent in my local market. I am my true self on screen and off screen. I am a stress manager. And I am a passion-driven leader.
Woo! Speak it. Speak it and it becomes. I love those I am statements. Those are so awesome. So awesome. And we all spoke to Randy already, and yours are awesome too. I really appreciate you. It's crazy to be on a stage and not knowing Clubhouse yet. And having somebody like me come up to you and say, hey, okay, what are your I am statements? And I put you on the spot, and I hope you were okay with that. I like to push people out of their comfort zones because my mentor does it to me all the time. He always pushes me out of that comfort zone. He says, go do this. And I'm going, okay. But I love when people are willing to do what others aren't willing to do. The I ams, and be able to write these I ams down. People in this room, some of them are going to do it. And some of them aren't. And some of them are going to say, okay, well, I could type it up, but that's fine. Or I could think it, and it's going to happen. There is a connection between your hand and your brain. And when you write something out, and they've done studies on this, if you write something out, it's more permanent to your brain. And if you don't write it out, don't write goals out, don't write those things out, the problem is they have done studies on that, and they did the studies with a couple colleges, I don't remember who they were, and they had them write out their goals. I think it was a 20-year goal. And they followed them. The ones that wrote down their goals 20 years later achieved them. And the ones that did not write down their goals didn't achieve as much success as the ones that wrote down their goals. So they've done studies on this. So write down your goals, write your I am statements, and really make it permanent in your brain. Make it permanent in your brain, and read those every day and write more down. Like Natalie's were wonderful. I am a millionaire. I'm closing, what did you say, 50 transactions this year?
40.
40. I am closing 40 transactions by when? Give me a date, because your brain, if you have a date, give me a date.
2022.
By December 2022?
Yes.
I want you to write it down. By December 2022. And that's a great, great goal. Because when you put a date on things, it makes it more permanent. And you become accountable to it. Because you're going to look in the mirror and say, I'm closing 40 transactions by December 2022. And then you're going to write down, how am I going to achieve it? And I'm writing it down, as you can hear me scribbling. How am I going to achieve it? And the reason why you do that is when you write down what the goal is and you put a date on it, your brain is going to figure out how are you going to achieve it. And you're not saying, it's not a negative. How am I going to achieve it? Because your brain is figuring it out now. 40 transactions by December 2022. You'll wake up, and you'll wake up with a purpose and a passion in your belly. And it won't matter who tries to stop you. It won't matter who is in your way. It won't matter. Because you've made a big enough goal that's realistic with a time on it. And now your brain will figure out, because our brains are amazing. Our brains could do anything. There's so much that we don't know about our brain. It's such an amazing tool, and it's so underutilized. How am I going to achieve it? So I'm looking forward to talking to you by December 2022 and seeing those 40 closed transactions. I'm excited. And
Yes, indeed.
and you are live on several different platforms. So if you need copies of that, go to my Instagram Live, go to my Facebook, go to my LinkedIn, go to my YouTube. So that way, if you need that motivation, know that we made that plan, and we just read it out to God, and we just let God know that that's what you're going to do next year. So congratulations, you have achieved your 40 transactions by December 2022. What are you going to do? How are you going to feel when you achieve that, Natalie?
Um,
Let's bring it about.
Just looking out that far, I mean, I'm probably going to be very amazed when I look back to this conversation today and probably have a slow-mo of 2022 and how I got there. But
are you going to be amazed? So I'm going to say
it's going to be amazing.
So I am amazed at my success. So we're going to use I am statements again. I am amazed at my success. I just wrote it down. So I am amazed at my success. So you're going to be amazed. What are you going to have? What are you going to do when you have that extra money? What are you going to buy yourself? What are you going to do for yourself when you achieve that? Because that's 40 transactions is probably, depending on the price of the homes, you're probably looking at least $100,000 a year. What do you think? Is that about right?
Close to about 150.
Okay, 150,000. So what are you going to do for yourself when you hit that goal?
Really good question.
Think about it. Start driving cars that you like.
Buy a home on the lake.
Have,
I'm already eyeballing that, Randy.
there you go. There you go.
It's been one of my dreams. So yes, a waterfront property is definitely in there. Traveling more, traveling kind of as often as I used to when I was in the service.
Yes.
Um, Finally, I'm a Jeep lover, so that's in the list. That's on the list too. So
So I am excited. I'm going to write this down. I am excited to have. You're going to do this when you get home. I am
I'm
excited.
writing down along with you.
Okay. I'm excited to have my dream beach front property. I'm excited to have my beachfront property. So now what I want you to do is I want you to find a magazine that has a beachfront property or a realtor magazine or a homes and land, and I want you to cut out that beachfront property. And I want you to put it I want you to put it on your mirror or someplace where you see it every day. I want you to see that beachfront property. Because in your mind's eye, you're going to see that beachfront property. And we've put down 40 transactions, so that's 150,000. We've put down how am I going to achieve it, so your brain decides how you're going to achieve it. You're amazed at your success. You're excited to have a dream beachfront property. What else should we say? What else would you have if you had an extra $150,000 a year?
A Rubicon Jeep, probably.
Is that what you like?
Yes.
I am driving my family in my Rubicon. I don't know how to spell it. Rubicon Jeep. And I deserve my success. What do you think?
I love it so far.
So you wrote all those things down, and I'm excited for you. I can't wait to see the pictures of your dream beachfront property, your Rubicon Jeep, and to see pictures of your family smiling and having a good time. Just because you decided, you put it on paper, 40 transactions by December 2022, and I could put a date on that. Let's put a date on it. December what? Do you want it in the beginning of the month? Do you want it in the end of the month? Do you want it before New Year's, like right before New Year's? Or do you want it in the beginning of December?
How about we celebrate on my twin's birthday, which is December 20th?
December 20th. Sounds like a plan. And my twin's birthday is December. Oh, the 23rd, sorry. 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
And my twin's birthday is the 2nd, December 2nd. So we have that written down. You're going to achieve that goal. And you know what? We're going to help you in this room to achieve that goal. So speak it out into the world. Where are you located? And how can we get you to that success?
I'm a realtor here in North Augusta, South. I service Aiken and Augusta.
You're breaking up a little bit. Can you repeat that, please?
Here in North Augusta, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And I also service Aiken, South Carolina, and Augusta, Georgia.
Awesome. So anybody in this room, you have a connection to go to anyone on these other streaming services. You have a connection. You will connect with Natalie because we're going to help her get to her goal and help her get a Rubicon Jeep and her dream beachfront property by December 23rd, 2022. We are going to help her get that success. We're going to refer her business. We are going to keep her in our prayers and our thoughts and help her. Hello. You just said hi on Instagram. We're going to help her achieve where she's going. And this little I am and following it up with what you're going to have, what you're going to dream, what are you going to get, and how are you going to feel. These are all things that I bet you feel excited, huh, Natalie?
I'm excited and nervous because now there's like a whole platform like that are going to be eyeballing and following along the journey and all of that. So
But you speak it into the world. If you speak it into the world, it happens. So you're going to notice and watch and write notes, and things will start coming to you. One of the ones I like writing down is I am attracting money and luck to me and through me. Because you're going to notice as you say these things, as you focus your energies, you're going to notice things are going to be coming to you and through you, and you're not going to notice where it came from and why it came from, and all of a sudden it's going to come out of nowhere. And I've noticed this in my life when I focused on doing I ams, doing the action, and writing down goals, and making sure that it's all congruent. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see your successes. I can't wait to have you in another year back in this room saying, this works. This works for people. This is not mumbo jumbo. This works. This is the law of attraction. This is energies in action. This is energies. And make sure you come to this room, introduce yourself, and ask for what you're looking for. Make sure you ask for what you're looking for. Is there a certain type of client that you want to attract to you? Is there a niche that you're focusing on? Is there something in your business that you want to attract to yourself, meaning a specific type of client? Repeat that?
Waterfront lifestyle.
Waterfront lifestyle. So you want to help. So you're going to help people with the waterfront lifestyle. So that's your niche.
Yes.
All right. So waterfront lifestyle. So we have to go backwards into who are the people that. What does your avatar look like for a waterfront lifestyle? How much are they making per year that they can afford a waterfront lifestyle? Do you know that?
Not in full details if you're trying to like break it down, I guess.
If we work it backwards, does somebody have to make, what is the average waterfront house cost that your clients would be buying?
$500K and above.
Okay. So $500K and above. So, do you have a preferred lender?
I work with three right now.
Talk to that preferred lender and have them work figures for a buyer that would have to pay, or that would be able to afford 500K and above for your waterfront property. And then you could work backwards from that. So if you understand, this is my niche, these are the people I want, this is my avatar. Are they families? Are they three kids and a dog? What kind of families do you see that are moving into these houses? Is there a specific type of family that you're seeing? I'm not talking about going against fair housing or any of that stuff. I'm just talking about in general. What are you seeing historically for the families? Do you see VA coming in there? Do you see cash buyers?
For now, I see families and I see empty nesters and second homes, basically for Airbnb purposes.
Oh, very cool. So if you take this avatar, you have to break it down into figuring out how these folks are finding these properties. Is there a local paper by these waterfront properties? Is there a local newsletter talking about waterfront properties? And okay, I just got an epiphany. All right, you got these waterfront properties. As a realtor, what are good, bad, and uglies about buying a house on a waterfront property? What are the things that you need to know to own a waterfront property? I'm not asking you to say it, I'm asking you to think about it. What are these things that you need to know for waterfront properties? Um, is there, when you have an NHD done, or National Hazard Disclosure, do you need to have a certain type of insurance? Do you need flood insurance? Do you need, you probably need flood insurance to be on the water, correct?
Yes, it's funny you said that because I have a couple of videos out that talks about that.
I was just about to say something, but I didn't want to.
Go ahead, Randy. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Randy.
He's actually my videographer, so we've touched on some of these regarding waterfront.
How am I doing, Randy? How am I doing on
Yeah, because a lot of my marketing, these are some of the questions that I asked her, because I asked her what she wanted to focus on, and I said, I started just going down the line of all these questions that you're asking now. So Natalie has been exposed, I guess, to these questions before and has been challenged. And I've even told her, hey, if you want to be a waterfront property specialist, you better know every single waterfront properties that are available throughout the local area where you work. And you better know those neighborhoods back and forth. Like on the weekends, take your kids out there and go check it out. Go walk the grounds. Go, just familiarize yourself with them. Because if you can do that, then that'll help you to be more knowledgeable so that when somebody does come around that does want to purchase a home that way, and it's already hard enough as a real estate agent, I think, when people give you all these requirements that they have, but then they give you a requirement of a waterfront property, that I think it 5x's the difficulty of finding that property. So at least this way, you will already kind of know all the neighborhoods that are waterfront, and you will be so familiar, and you can say, yeah, that property has these type of amenities. That property has boat docks, already built in, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's just funny that you mentioned all that stuff, Sam, because we've kind of already been down that road, and it's good that she's hearing it from somebody else, because I think that reinforces, we've talked about before, and I'm out with that.
Absolutely. For you to have an avatar of what kind of properties you're looking for, you need to know, first of all, you need to have people that fix those docks. So look for affiliates that repair those docks because you want to network with them. And you want to drive around those neighborhoods and you want to look for dumpsters. Look for dumpsters in your area. And I'm going to tell you, I was kicking myself this morning. I'm just going to tell you, I've been in business since 2004, and I looked at this house that was across the street from me, and it had a giant dumpster, and I didn't go over and talk to the person. And I was kicking myself this morning. Because we're not perfect, and unfortunately, sometimes procrastination does get to us, and it does affect success. So I made a mistake. I didn't go over. Sure enough, this morning there was a for sale sign across the street from my house, and I'm like, oh. And I drove my daughters to work or to school this morning, and I was just like, oh. I was like, girls, I said, don't procrastinate, because when you procrastinate, things can happen, and you don't know how far ahead you'd be if you didn't procrastinate. And you saw that bin, and you went over and knocked on that door, and you got that listing. And then I called the agent, and I called him, honestly. I said, I live across the street. There's a listing. And I started talking, and I'm like, well, what's the situation? And it was funny because she says, oh, that lady's controlling. And we're only offering 1.5% for the buyer agent. And I laughed because I'm like, okay, I guess I dodged a good one on this one, because I'm not saying that the agents will not bring a client for 1.5%. However, they're definitely cutting out a lot of people that may be seeing their house by their limited buyer commission. So I could have dodged a bullet on this one. It sounds like it's a nightmare client. So that being said, next time I'll make sure when I see that dumpster, I go knock on the door. And I'm not going to hesitate again, because you learn from your mistakes, and we all learn from our mistakes, and none of us are perfect. Life gets in the way, and none of us are perfect. So I just wanted to say that happened this morning, and I was so frustrated with myself. And then when I thought about it, it's like, okay, well, I'll call the agent, find out some information, and calm my mind. And then I remember what I talked about, being a duck and letting things roll off your back, or being a goldfish and doing that 3-second memory. And I'm okay right now.
I like that Ted Lasso.
Absolutely. I love that show. I love that show.
Yeah, that was a good reference, man. I like you, Sam. We're friends now.
Absolutely. I appreciate you coming in, Randy, and we're going to help Natalie get where she wants to go. Is there actually, let me do this. Deanna's been waiting so patiently, and I appreciate you, Deanna. I love that sold sign. I want to pour into you and see where you're at and how I can help you as well. And we'll work on Deanna a little bit. So welcome to the stage. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much. I really didn't have a question. I've tuned into your room because I like to find new rooms in Clubhouse. But I'm a Raleigh real estate agent in North Carolina, and been here for a while. But Sam, I just want to say I won't bother with the IMs at this late in the game, but I will tell you this: it sounds like you're a student of Abraham. I am too. I don't know if you know who I'm speaking of, but law of attraction, I believe, works with me in my business.
Absolutely. Yeah, I am. Yes, I am of the tribe. Yes, Deanna.
Very good. Well, thanks for letting me speak, and I'll just listen in to gather some nuggets.
How long you been in the business, Deanna?
Um, I've been in the real estate business for 7 years. I am a former bankruptcy paralegal. I was in the bankruptcy business for 26 years, and my boss retired, and I kind of did too, and changed gears. Um, what I learned while I was a paralegal for the attorney was that not many real estate agents knew how to work with people in bankruptcy or foreclosure and short sale, and I have quite a bit of experience in that. But this market doesn't need that experience, and I hope we don't go back to 2008 where they might need that experience. But that's how I got in.
Fantastic, fantastic. And it's never too late in the game to do the IMs. It's never too late in the game. So if you ever want to do it, write it down on a piece of paper and just start with whatever you need in your business. Start with IMs.
Oh no, I do my own set of IMs. When I told you I'm a student of Abraham,
Got it.
I definitely practice the law of attraction, and I put out the vibrations, and I am a wonderful person, and I conduct myself in my business as that person every every time, every time.
Fantastic. I love that the way you talk and the way you that you're a student of the law of attraction. I love that, and I appreciate you. Let's see, and I'm going to invite some more people to speak. I'm playing tag. You're it. Hopefully they come up and aren't shy, because I would love to hear how we could pour into all these incredible people in this room. And I appreciate all of you coming to this room, because I know time is the most valuable thing that we have. And I want to pour into you and help you get where you want to go, if you're not there yet. So let's do this. Okay. Looks like Hamid. Oh, Cynthia, do you have something to say?
Good afternoon, everyone, or morning, wherever you're located. I'm just in the room learning. I'm taking my real estate class now, so I'm just in the beginning stages, but this room is great for me. That's all I need to say. Have a good.
Have a good one. Is there anything that we can help you with since you're studying for that real estate exam?
Oh no, I just started the classes 3 weeks ago, so I have, I think, 20 more hours left.
Fantastic. So,
I'm in Connecticut, so we have weird laws here.
no problem. Now, one thing I want to give you is when you do go take the exam, skip the first
Yes.
7 questions.
Okay.
The reason being is when I took my exam, the first 7 questions are the ones that they try to trip you up in the real estate exam. So
Oh.
skip the first 7 and then start with 8 and see if that helps you a little bit, because they want you, I don't want to say they want you to fail. However, it's a game. It's a game. I mean, I'm sure they make a lot of money for having people retest and stuff like that, but try skipping the first 7. And it's been a while since I took the real estate exam, but every time I talk in a room and somebody else has taken that exam recently, they say I'm right. So that's that's a little bit of a tip when you do go take it.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And when you go to start interviewing brokerages, let me know too, because I've been around in quite a few brokerages. So thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Absolutely, you too. Hamid, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I am unbelievable. If I was any better, I'd be my twins.
Wonderful. Can you hear me good?
I hear ya. I hear ya.
Wonderful. Yes, I just came into your room. I was kind of got in when Natalie was talking about the waterfront lifestyles. I just wanted to put a couple of my 2 cents in them. That as a broker, as a realtor, there are rules about waters. All U.S. continental waters belong to the federal government. That includes stream, rivers, lake, pond, bays, and part of the if this property is located by the ocean, certain mileage or certain
Hi,
amount of it
Christy.
owns
Hi,
by it.
Jamaica.
So these are the
Hi,
rules that has
T
to be
Bread
obeyed. However,
MP1.
the government does allow you to do a quiet enjoyment of those water as far as facilities, boats, docks, and things in that nature. Rule number 2, if you wanted to get into business of waterfront properties, you should get yourself familiar that how the water table structures and things in that nature works, and what are the ultimate long or short-term effects of the seawater, lake water, river water, whatever that is, erosion, and so forth and so on, in reference to the building, so you can become well educated and well informed, just in case if you happen to do a transaction, and you could kind of protect yourself and put some disclosure. So I just thought that I bring these up so you'll get a little bit of and then heads up. There's a good possibility that you may already know about these, but I thought that I'll just do that as a discussion.
That's fantastic. I had no idea about that. I'm not near a waterfront. However, we do have a local community that has a man-made lake. So they probably have different rules on that in that community because it's a man-made lake. It's probably just HOA and CCNR rules.
Man-made lakes are a little bit different. They're not as much as regulate, but some or most of them will apply to it. And senses of using the lake, is allowed if the paddle boat is allowed or versus motor boat for things in that nature. And you're right, they're usually have been in that CCR, which is covenant conditions and restrictions. And the property owner, can you hear me?
I hear ya. I hear ya.
Yeah. And then as far as the business aspect of it is, everybody loves water. You tell me who doesn't like to live by the water. So most of the waterfront property owners are a leisure folks, meaning that they do have a permanent place somewhere, and that's most likely their second home. The reason I'm telling you this, that's because there's certain type of the people could afford waterfront. Everywhere that you have river, you got even a pound, you got the stream or something. The fact that there's water in there, it just falls into the different category. You just have to be prepared that there is some demands for it. I guess that's about it. I'm sorry, I have to go, but it's nice to hear folks out here. I'm the clubhouse and seeing what's real estate and what kind of a talk they're doing about real estate, so I can actually enjoy it and learn something.
Absolutely, and I'm always learning from you guys. Hamid, I had no idea about that. I remember when I took the test about riparian rights.
Yep.
And I never thought I'd use it, the riparian rights, and I really haven't, except one day somebody was asking me about water, and I said, "Oh, riparian rights."
That's right. If you're in the agricultural business, if you do ags, that's an essential for you to know as far as what kind of usage, what kind of crops and so forth and so on. mean, I always believe, the more knowledge you have, the more power you have. If you ever get to that type of a business that you deal with six figures, lands and the crops and farms and orchards, that, you just have to know. Today, you got to be knowledgeable. Otherwise, you can just barely make it.
Absolutely, and we have to separate ourselves for the big box stores, the big box real estate companies. Actually, they're not even real estate companies; they're fintech companies. We have to separate ourselves from them and add more value to our clients by understanding these things because they're just looking at algorithms and they're not looking into neighborhoods and they're definitely not looking into smaller communities. They don't care about those. We do. We go into these communities. We love on our people. Um, we are what's indispensable in this business. Even though a lot of people are afraid of what's going on, we still are indispensable, and we make ourselves indispensable by understanding these things, these laws, and the things that stop our clients from getting sued. Because those companies aren't going to know about what is locally happening. We do.
Very true, Sam. But real estate business is a network business. It is a business. If for someone that just got licensed and wanted to start into it, is that you start from your own neighborhood. You go out and get involved in your community and you work your way up to the point that you have a network versus big box, as you mentioned. However, big box are typically they do have more tools, and it's not a bad idea for the new agent or a new broker to go and work with the big box for a while to get that type of an experience, especially in the high end of the real estate. See, real estate by itself, it has different branches. I dominantly for my life, I spend the commercial aspect of it. It works with the numbers and logics and it's just totally a different version of that residential. Residential is basically a big part of it is emotion. So if you are good with people, if you can cope with their emotions. You take a couple out there to see the house. Wife likes it, the husband doesn't. Then he's kind of caught in between. You gotta get connected with them. So that's totally different with some other aspect of it. But it's very nice. It's a very rewarding business. But like any other business, you gotta really put some time and effort into it. Especially if you are on your own. You probably work if you were just employed. That's typically how it works. If you don't mind, I have to go. It's a pleasure to hear everybody's voice. Thank you very much for your time. I think I followed you. Maybe I'll catch up with you in some other time. If you got a quick question, I'll answer. Other than that, I have to say goodbye.
Thank you so much, Hamid.
I have a question for
My
you.
pleasure.
If you want, you can follow me on my Facebook. It's titled the same thing, newly licensed now what? And I'll let you in.
Right.
And my YouTube channel. My YouTube is
No
Sam
worries.
Sam661
Wonderful.
is my YouTube.
Wonderful. Great. Pleasure. Best of luck to all of you. Just remember, work hard, do good, be what you are, be clear, be truthful. Tell good stories. They'll love that. And you achieve success. Don't worry about the money. Money's right behind it. It just comes, storms you. You won't believe if you have passion for something. Tons of good things behind that it comes for you. Best of all, and God bless all of you.
God bless. God bless. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. I learned something new, and I love that. I had no idea about those things, and I'm sure you learned something new as well.
Well, I knew of a lot
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what you can learn. And I'm a student in these rooms too because I'm always learning from everyone else. And let me uh, let me go to Tammy. Tammy, welcome to the room. This is newly licensed. Now what? I love seeing you in my rooms and other rooms that I've gone into. And welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Sam. Hi, everybody. I'm Tammy with Berkshire Hathaway here in California. Love entering your room, learn, and educate others with my knowledge.
Absolutely, absolutely. Where in California are you, Tammy?
Um, Temecula.
Oh, that's right. You're over by the wine country.
Wine country
That's so beautiful over there.
is gorgeous.
So, do you focus on helping people in those type of properties, like agricultural?
I'm working. And homeowners from my farm want me to sell their property in different locations, such as San Diego, sold in Beverly Hills a couple of times. So they're pulling me all over the place. I have listing right now here in Marietta, which is next door to Temecula, and my sellers. I'm sorry, my nail salon lady talking to me. Put it in here. Sorry. Yeah, I'm taking a little time for myself, which is very, very important. Um, it's my petty, many kind of day. So my new listing that go live next week here in Marietta. My seller is looking to purchase a property in the Bay Area around San Jose. So that would be a road trip for me. I'm all over the place as long as it's in California.
That's fantastic. And a lot of people don't realize that we can sell anywhere in California. The only thing that I am cautious about is since so many areas have so many different local disclosures, I hesitate to go to a lot of those areas just because I would rather refer it to another agent that has the knowledge of those areas when it comes to local disclosures and also local news. What's going on in the area? Is there going to be a big high rise built over here? Or is there going to be lack of jobs because this company is leaving? Things like that that you don't really. I mean, you can come to the city and grab a newspaper, but you're not going to really have the knowledge that someone local does. And then you just take a 25% referral fee and get them their best representation for that area. So I'm real cautious about that when it comes to that. I'm not saying you can't, because you could, I mean, you can Google things, you can find out things. However, I'm just real cautious about that. I'd rather get more listings in my area or around my area and just be time sensitive on it. Just make sure that you have you can do more locally and then just refer it out. So that's just me.
And that's pretty much my plan. We at this moment we trying to. Oops, sorry. We're trying to nail a property so I can be in touch with the listing agent and get the referral from. I'm not going to be able to do the road trip often for all the inspections and etc. That take time. I am, I think, 600 miles away, and it's time consuming while I have pretty much to babysit my clients here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So new agents in the room, please refer to people in your area, in the area that you're going to. If it's over a certain amount of miles, and you could decide what the mileage you're comfortable with. refer it out to an agent in that area. Reach out to me, reach out to Tammy, reach out to Natalie, Cynthia, Carla, Kelly. Reach out to us and allow us to find you an agent in the area if you're not familiar with the area. Because and I'm going to let Cynthia know, when you're licensed, Cynthia, you can refer to agents in other areas and take a 25% referral fee, even if you don't sell any homes yourself.
Oh, okay. That sounds nice.
So, I mean, you run into people that, especially in California. In California, we got a lot of people moving out of state, so I get referral fees all the time from people that are moving into other states in California or out of California. Um, so, plus, being on Clubhouse, I'm connected to a lot of people in different states, and it's pretty awesome. I have my own little network of agents in other states, like Kelly down there. She must be busy today. You want to come up and talk, Kelly, and tell us where you're at so we can refer you some business if something comes up? Give me a second. I did invite you up. This has been a little quirky. I'll try that again. There you are. There you are.
Okay, can you hear me?
I hear you. I hear you, Kelly. How are you?
Okay. If there's any reverberation, let me know because I've got you on speaker. A different device.
I hear you.
Great. So yeah, I had a big event this past weekend. It was really successful. I'm feeling like I just want to do. I'm tired of I totally want to learn. I love learning, and that's why I put into a lot of podcasts and Clubhouse and everything. But I do have a mentor in my office, and do you suggest that I do some drop-bys in my neighborhood? Because I'm going to focus on the neighborhood I live in, which is really quite large. It's more of a area in Boise, called the
Take
North End. It's kind of
take like 500. Take like 500 houses. If take it off like a bite, or take an area where you're at, and then ask your title rep for a list of say 500 houses around you.
yeah, and she showed me how to get them off of the MLS too.
Yes, you could do it that way too. But the title is going to have all the information, um,
Sure.
and you know they're trying to get your business, so you might as well use them for your resource.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, I will do that. So what I did was, my plan was to dispense or give out free hot chocolate on a historic boulevard in the North End, which attracts thousands of visitors each Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really fun because people on this boulevard, Harrison Boulevard, are required to do Halloween. So they decorate just like crazy, and then so I just asked permission of one of the neighbors on a corner, which is about 12 blocks from my house, and they said yeah I could set up. So and then the day before I made all these pumpkin bars, which probably I could have done something easier, but I just wanted it to be sort of homey, and I made a card in Canva and had them sent to me the week before. That said, hey neighbor, I not only am I your neighbor, but I am a real estate agent, and just want to introduce myself, and I'm here if you have any real estate needs, blah blah blah. And it had my picture on it, and so I just went around and taped them to each door, and then some people are out in their yard raking leaves, which Saturday actually turned out to be a good day to deliver them. And so we would have little conversations, and I wasn't pushing real estate, but sometimes they would ask me, I mainly want to get my face out there, my name. And so then the next day was Halloween, and I set up my little table on a corner, and it was just, people were in line, and I wore my t-shirt that had my, agency on it, and it was really great. Oh, and I forgot, I did these cards that had my, kind of like a business card, but just I printed them out on my computer, or my printer, and they had a QR code that said, take this short survey to win a $50 gift certificate to one of our local restaurants.
And so, anyway, that was great because I felt like I gave that out to the parents, and the kids mainly got the hot chocolate. But it was just, everybody was so friendly and so kind, and it was just a real goodwill kind of thing. And so I felt really good about it. And got about, I probably passed out 150 cards because I just could not keep up with the hot chocolate. And I tried to get a partner to help me, but I just couldn't. So I needed to plan in advance for that more. But anyway, I've got about 12 people that answered the survey. So that's 12 more people in my, customer base than I used to have. And one of them won that card. So tomorrow I'm going to email them all and let them know. So that's been really good.
Do a live. Do a Facebook live or a YouTube live or Instagram live of when you go to pull that name out. There's actually some really cool apps on your phone that you could put like randomized. Say you have 12 people. You put the 12 people in a randomization and you press the button in your phone and it will go through and pick it out. So that way they know that it's random. It's nothing that you're not picking a person because of any reason. It's on your phone and you're letting it do like a roulette wheel.
Okay, cool. I'll have to, I wonder what would I search for?
Random. Look up random. Random. Let me think. Brain freeze. Random gift. Random. It's like a
Maybe contest winners.
contest winners, or I know there's one online that you could do, and it actually has a little spinning wheel, and you put all the names on the spinning wheel.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think which one it is. You know what? DM me in my back office, and I'll ask one of my networking friends what tool they use, and I'll send you that.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. That's
Um,
a good idea. It's like I want to build off of this one event so it reaches more people. So that was perfect. I didn't even think of that.
And you got 12. You got 12 people that you didn't know before. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and I did post on Facebook. I didn't do a video. I was like worn out after the whole event, but I thought at least I'll post. But I got a lot of good comments and stuff. So.
You know what's something cool you could do? YouTube has it's called YouTube Shorts. So it's called YouTube Shorts. Go to YouTube, look up Shorts, and they're little 15-second videos. Really, really short. You could say, you can go on your phone, and it's just like Instagram. So YouTube created their own little thing. And you just say, hey, I just had this great event, and we're going to have a raffle. Follow my YouTube channel to see more. We're gonna go over the winners, just really quick and easy, and then you can post it. And that way, you're exhausted from an event. But if you do like a 15-second short, people are going to see it on your social media. So that's really cool tool that YouTube has.
Yeah. Okay, that's an awesome idea. That's sort of the same idea I had with handing out the door or the pumpkin bars, because on my card I also put, please come down to Harrison Boulevard for a free cup of hot chocolate. And I had people yelling at me as they were walking past, I got your pumpkin bar. So that was cool. But I was only able to do 150 people because that's all I planned for. I just didn't know if I'd have enough money to do more than that. And because it did end up costing me probably $300 or so to do that whole event.
You did awesome. You did awesome. You used what you knew. You made these beautiful pumpkin bars. People are gonna go, wow, she spent all this time to create these pumpkin bars for us. She's awesome. She cares. We're gonna use her. So you never know what's gonna happen from something like that. That's pretty awesome. You took time and effort, and time is your most valuable asset. So people are gonna realize that. And how do you get to somebody's heart? Through their tummy. So
True. Nice. Yep. Yeah. So I have another. I'm trying to figure out another event to do before Thanksgiving hits, and then I was going to do a Christmas one, and trying not to spend quite as much on this one, but I totally don't mind walking my neighborhood because I love to get exercise. And it only took 2 hours to hand out 150. So even if I just did like something printable, I don't know what would be on it exactly, but and just kind of just retouch those people and hopefully more. So I think I could walk at least 500.
did I give you the door knocking script that I got from another agent? Have I given that to you yet?
No.
Oh, do share, Sam.
Yes.
Okay, his name is Ken Purdy, and actually, if you DM me, I'll send you the script. Let me see if I can find it. He's unbelievable. He's done like 15,000 doors, and
Wow.
yeah, he's pretty amazing. And let's see, he's also on Instagram as Door Knocker.
Oh, I think I remember you talking about it, where he just says
He says like 5 things, and if you're,
something kind of benign that's not being real pushy.
it's not pushy at all. That's why I really like what he does. Let me find him real quick. Ken, where are you at? Yeah, it's really, really non-confrontational. Let's see where you at, Ken. Purdy. Door knocker. Here we go. And let me go down. Yeah, he shared his script with me one day when I was talking to him. Copy. Okay. Let me go back to you guys. Here, I'll just send it. I'll send it to all of you. In the back office, since there's not a huge room, I could do that. I sent it to you down in the bottom, Mud Baby. I'm going to send to you. So I'm going to send it to the back office for all of you, since it's a small room. I could do that.
Now, what does the back office mean? Just
The back channel. It's your back channel. It's your messages. You can actually send when you're talking to people. You can actually send them.
Yeah, I have used that. Okay, with the little kind of paper airplane by it or whatever it is.
With the little airplane.
Okay.
So I just sent it to you. I'm going to send it to Tammy. Give me a sec.
Thank you, Sam.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Because
I really like. Oh, go ahead.
it's a really, really good script because it doesn't look like a script. You're just asking them about themselves, and it's very non-confrontational. And if you get something, fantastic. But if you're not, you're getting to know who's in your neighborhood. And if you go back every month and you're consistent, people will realize who you are and what you do, and they will really respect you for being consistent.
Yeah.
So,
That's great.
so I just
I
sent
really
it
actually-
to all of. Well, here, hold on. Let me send it to you, Kelly. Give me a sec. There you are. I sent it to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What I really liked, one of the things you said today, because I'm learning something like every day from my podcast or something, that is the construction. What was it called? The trash bins, the huge ones, you know.
Yeah, look for those. Look for those trash bins in your neighborhood because you
I
see
never
them.
would have thought about that because we have a lot of renovation going on around here, and yeah, I never would have even thought that maybe they don't have a realtor yet, or who knows what they're doing for sure. If they're
Absolutely. There's signs of people doing something. And a lot of times when people do like renovations, they move right afterwards.
right. So, what is your no, I can't think of it. What do you say when you go up to someone that has it?
Well, I mean, you could, if you're in their neighborhood, hey, I'm your neighbor, I just wanted to see if there's anything, if you have any questions about the real estate market, or if you want to know what your house is worth right now. I'm right here, and here's one of my cards in case you need me. Or what you could do is, do you have the 10K card, Kelly? Have you gotten your 10K card yet?
No.
Okay, I'm going to send you my 10K card and look at it, and you can actually drop that card on somebody's phone without without it being too close to them. If they have an Apple phone, you can actually airdrop it to them. If they have an Android phone, all they have to do is scan the QR code. It's really cool.
Yeah. But so when they have a dumpster in their yard, you just go up, do you say, hey, just so you have the,
Hey,
you might be doing renovating and,
yeah, absolutely. You go up, you just say hi. I mean, the easiest script is hi, and everyone responds to hi, right?
right?
So the easiest script is hi. Make a conversation. Just say, hey, I live over here. What kind of renovation are you doing? Ask them questions.
Mm-hmm.
You got this huge dumpster. What kind of renovations are you doing? I've been thinking about doing something in my house.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just relating to them.
Right.
You're just relating to them, and people do business with people they know, like, and trust, right?
Right.
So, and you have those little pumpkin bars. Maybe you have some left over. Go over there and say, hey, here's a pumpkin bar. I want to ask some questions about what you're doing, what kind of renovation you're doing. I have connections for people, whatever type of service you need in your house done. I have people for that. And please use me as a resource, because as real estate agents, we know painters, we know tile, we know plumbers, we know all these different resources that a lot of people don't. And
Yeah.
they're going to love you for giving referrals to somebody that maybe did a really good job for you at one point.
Right. Yeah, that's a great idea.
So, Natalie, you had something to say?
No, I was just curious to ask Kelly, like just from this conversation, if she pulled any IMs from it. I think that would generate quite a bit of IMs to get going. Do you mean like I am successful? I am. Is that what you mean? Yeah, I mean, I think you're a great, pumpkin.
I
you
am
know,
I am the great connector in my neighborhood.
Yeah, no, I didn't even think of that. Thank you. Yeah, I will have to put some more up. I'm making a vision board tomorrow, so I might have a little space underneath for my IMs or something. And that's great. Yeah, I do feel successful with that. I mean, obviously I don't have a sale or anything from it, but I just feel like this is the beginning. So, and it takes time, just like everyone says. So, but thank you. Yeah, I've got a vision board myself, so that would be a great start. Like everything that we're kind of shaky on, go ahead and let's create some IMs about it and get going on them. Right? Yeah, I feel it helps to have a success and just build on that.
Absolutely, and you're heading in the right direction. So as long as you're doing something, you're in movement. Things will be attracted to you. You will attract what you're putting out there. So you're being very nice to the folks in the neighborhood. You're spending time and creating something of value, but it's not only it's love. Cooking is
Yeah.
love. When you spend time and you're cooking, you're putting your heart into those things. So people really see that when something is made, when you're making something in your kitchen, they see that as that's love. That you really care for people, Kelly. You could see that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, those are some of the things I love to do. I don't feel like I'm one of those, like a car salesman type, but I do feel like I really do care and want to show people that, and hopefully they'll see that in the business that I do too. So,
They will see that, and you do care. And you start with the I ams. I am caring. I am loving. I am always giving and always receiving. I am attracting. I am attracting my neighbors to me. I am attracting. I am attracting my community through my love and my giving.
Yeah, it's that's a really positive thing to even think about as you say that. So, thank you. What I like about that too, Kelly, with the fact that you care so much, um, I feel like our industry have gotten so like monotone, I guess. And this is bringing the humanity back into real estate, where we're not seeing numbers all the time. We're really showcasing who we are as a person and meeting them at that person level. Does that make sense? And so I really think that passion is going to drive you pretty far.
Thank you. Yes, I feel that way too when I work with, I mean, my personal preference in working with a realtor or, any kind of salesman is someone who, actually asks me questions about myself and is not trying to push me towards anything. Then I build that trust with them, and so that's kind of my goal, is to be like that. So.
And think it into existence, Kelly. Think it into existence and write it down and what you want to achieve. And like we did with Natalie, and we talked about closing 40 transactions by December 23rd, 2022, and helping her to get to her dream beach and or her beachfront property, her dream beachfront property, and then getting a Rubicon Jeep that she deserves for her success.
That's cool. I didn't hear that was that the beginning of today or different?
Yeah, that was today. We actually went through I am statements, and then we started breaking it down a little bit into putting some type of date on it, because a goal without a date is a dream. And if you have a dream, if you have a date on it, it makes it more concrete in your brain. So
Right.
I was saying that, all of us need to connect with Natalie in the back channel, send her our information, and then have her send you her information, so that way we can help each other out with getting to our dreams and our goals in the future.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I would connect with anybody on Facebook or Instagram or whatever.
Absolutely, and I mean, you can go to my Facebook group, newly licensed now what, and I mean, you guys could post your stuff in there, and we can help each other out through Facebook too. So that when you have more than one area that we can use as different streams of connections, because I'm going to have different people in that Facebook group, as then there's going to be some people that aren't going to be on Clubhouse,
Hmm.
but they'll be in that Facebook group.
Right, and everybody is kind of attracted to a different kind of mentor or coaching method or whatever. Because I've tried a lot, and I mean not coaching, but I have listened to a lot, and some really resonate with me and some don't. But that's okay, because there's somebody out there for everyone.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm looking at the time. I got to pick up my daughter, but Carla, was there anything that I could do for you before I leave, or Laura?
Hello.
Hi,
You
Carla.
invited, hi Sam, you invited me to the stage, so I accepted.
Thank you. Welcome. Introduce yourself so we can at least get to know who you are, and Laura, we'll close off with Laura.
Okay, my name is Carla Sanvillas. I am a realtor in New York. I've been a realtor since 2000. I have always, oh God, can you hear me?
I
Can
hear
you
you
hear
now.
me?
You were a little
Hello?
faded, but I hear you now.
I have always been, one second. I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
I hear
My
you.
daughter, my daughter tried to call me. I have been a realtor since 2014. I've always stayed with my continuing ed and kept my license up to date and current, but I had other priorities, working and being a single mom. And but now I am a realtor, and that is the only thing that I do. I had a traumatic car accident that left me disabled a little bit. So real estate is the only thing that I do other than momming, and I'm I always join these kinds of platforms, groups, and things because I'm a lifetime student and I can always learn, and it's motivational and it's encouraging to be around and among like-minded people. I came into the room when you were talking with Natalie. When I came in the room, you were talking about I am excited to be a success. And all I heard was I am, and I'm like, oh, they're talking about affirmations. And I looked for a piece of paper for everything. You know what I found? There was nothing. I was sitting in my car. There was nothing. So I put it on some cardboard box. I found it in the car. As you're talking to Natalie, and you're writing out she's writing out her I ams. I wrote out mine too. And then I went in the house and got a notebook to sit and write it while I'm waiting for my daughter getting off of work. So I'm happy to be here. I always enjoy coming into the newly licensed. Now what? Now what? If you need a realtor in New York, I'm your girl.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna pass over the mic.
Absolutely. Laura, last but not least, thank you so much for coming in the room. I appreciate you.
Not a problem. Thank you, Sam. And I am a fan of this particular session. I don't think it's my second time that I listened to. I am in the military spouse community. We have a segment there on Mondays, and I think you've been there as well. So I'm not a realtor, but I am looking into it, and I actually am encouraging my son to get his license. That's how I got interested in following you and what you do. But thank you all for all of your work and great contributions about how your day-to-day is going and things that you are learning, because that's helping us make the decision. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for coming in the room. I will do this room tomorrow, and I will do it from 12 to approximately 1:30. Then I got to go get my daughter, and I have to adult, and I have to teach my daughter how to drive because the other day it was a little challenge. It wasn't such a good lesson. So I gotta put on my dad hat and my patient hat and go and help her to become better at driving. So I'm gonna talk to her about I am statements to get to her greater good as well. Being 16, it's tough, and suffering from anxiety, which she does, it's tough also. So it's a learning lesson, and I'm hoping that helping her with IAMs and things like that to get her to her greater good, she really takes it in. So I love you all. And someone was calling me. I love you all. I appreciate you in the room. And Michael, I'm sorry I didn't.
Sam, that was awesome. Tell your daughter while reading.
Absolutely, absolutely. I appreciate it. And Michael, sorry, Michael and Ali, or Ally, I'm sorry I didn't get to you guys. Come back into my room tomorrow, and I'll get to you. And I don't want to be late for picking up my daughter. My wife yells at me when I do that. So love you all, and I'm going to close this room in 5, 4, 3,
Thank you, everybody. Have a
2,
wonderful afternoon.
1.
Thank you.
God bless.
You too.
And that was our today's clubhouse session with IAMs. We're talking about IAMs. If you have anything you want to add or anything you really enjoyed about this session, let me know. I could do another IAM for tomorrow as well. If you enjoyed this, let me know. Please let me know on my Instagram Live or on my Facebook, my LinkedIn, and my YouTube. Those are the channels that I'm on in my StreamYard. And love you all, and I will talk to you soon after I give my daughter a driver's lesson. Take care, and happy Diwali. If you're celebrating Diwali, happy Diwali, and I hope I'm pronouncing it and not killing it. And I'll talk to you all later on. Sam661.com. Over and out. And 661-418-REAL. 661-418-REAL. Please let me know how I can assist you.